Star Wars, you're killing me here. So it had been my intention to put up a review for it, which I just saw, but no, Star Wars news had to break, so I kind of got to talk about that first because I did a video talking about Colin Trevorrow leaving episode 9, and now they have brought in and confirmed the director, and it is J.J. Abrams. And I kind of went through sort of a personal little roller coaster trying to figure out how exactly I feel about this. The first thing I'll say is right off the bat, it's not a bad choice. There's no reason for me to be fearful of this choice, but sort of nailing down exactly my thoughts on it, it took a little while because pretty much when I first found out, I was kind of meh on it because J.J. Abrams, well, first of all, let me back up. The Force Awakens, I like quite a bit. He did a good job of doing what that movie needed to do, which was bring back the fun of the original Star Wars trilogy and remind us of all the things we loved while giving us some places to move forward from. And he did that. He did that very well. And I do like The Force Awakens, but I remember thinking, oh boy, I'm really glad somebody else is directing the next one because while he sort of got us back to where we needed to be in terms of this franchise, I didn't have a ton of faith that in terms of him taking the reins to move everything forward. So the idea of him directing the next one, well, not the next one immediately, but directing episode 9 kind of made me go, I think about the fact that I was glad he wasn't coming back for 8, and I had to sort of wrestle with that. But then again, it's my hope that what Rian Johnson will bring us in episode 8 is going to propel it more in a direction that'll be a clear, more new direction as opposed to just being mostly a nostalgic exercise, which again, if I'm being honest, a big part of the appeal of episode 7 was its value as a nostalgic exercise. So maybe with, you know, the imprint and the force and the impact of somebody with a I hope more original and forward-looking vision for episode 8. Hopefully that momentum will carry through on J.J. Abrams' work in the 9th one, and it's my hope that Rian Johnson will at least assist with scripting in that. I don't think there's been any word on that. Who knows? But it's a pick that makes sense because and what it does is it brings some stability to the process of making Star Wars, because right now, of all the Star Wars projects that either have come out or have been worked on, the only ones that have gone smoothly have been episode 7 and episode 8. Rogue One, massive reshoots. Han Solo replaced the directors in the middle of the darn process. Then episode 9, chucking the director before you started shooting. So at this point, before getting J.J. Abrams onto episode 9, it was looking like we were going to have more Star Wars films where there was problems than ones that went smoothly. So it makes sense to go back to someone who has in the past made it work smoothly. I suspect they probably asked Rian Johnson first, will you do the next one? And he probably just wants a break. I mean, J.J. Abrams himself said after he finished episode 7, yeah, I want to take a break. So I have a feeling that him coming back on this is a little bit like Joss Whedon coming in for Justice League. I'm not sure it's a job he would have picked for himself, but the circumstances sort of made him go, you know what, I feel a responsibility towards this franchise, and it's something I want to see done right, so they're asking for help, I will help. Because that's the vibe I've always gotten off Whedon taking over Justice League, is that it's more the circumstances sort of pushed him to do it, and he probably would have turned them down if they just asked him at the start. And I kind of feel the same about J.J. Abrams in episode 9, and maybe that's the right headspace, because it means he's going to be interested in going there and delivering something that is going to honor what the franchise is going forward. And that's certainly what Lucasfilm is going to want, because it does seem like they are butting heads with directors who have ideas of where to take it. That's not where Lucasfilm wants to go with it. And the exceptions have been J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson. So Yeah, it makes sense. It's not a pick that gets me excited. Not that Colin Trevorrow had me excited. Colin Trevorrow kind of had me nervous. But Rian Johnson has me excited because he is a guy, you know, who very much has his own vision and he's always put his own stamp on everything he's done. J.J. Abrams is a bit more... I'm not going to say he's a guy without a sense of style, but it does seem like his prevailing skill is making things look like other people's movies, you know, and that is why he was actually a really good pick for episode 7 for what the franchise needed at the point that movie was getting made. So yeah, I can't get excited about J.J. Abrams being tied to it, but I'm not nervous, and I feel like, okay, this will go smoothly from here. I guess my only worry is that it may not be excessively adventurous, but depending on how episode 8 comes out, that might affect what my expectation of what episode 9 could or would be in the first place. The other thing tacked onto this is episode 9 now has had its release date pushed back from summer of 2019 to December of 2019, which is where it should have been in the first place. Disney, why were you moving these to summer? You've like carved out December for yourself. Why would you get what? I'm glad for that move, because as far as I'm concerned, that's where it should be at this point anyways. So I think that'll about do it. J.J. Abrams back for Star Wars. Yay-ish? I mean, it's good. It's good news. It's not bad news. It's just, yeah, the guy doesn't excite me, but it'll bring stability. And right now, Star Wars kind of needs that. So those are my thoughts on it. What are yours? Whatever they are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check me out on Twitter at Council of Geeks. Give a listen to the Council of Geeks podcast, available on iTunes and Stitcher. And until next time, this council is adjourned.